Colty, I am ready when you are. And whenever you're ready, Mr. Levi. So I'm filming and you're just going to take your time whenever you're ready. Beautiful. So take your time. I'm already rolling. And when you're ready, take your time. Big, loud voice. Yes, ma'am? Okay.
Well, hello there. Come and join me by the fire, and I'll tell you about a man who wrote wonderful stories. Aesop was a Greek fabulist, and he created so many stories and is credited with so many. And all of these stories are collectively known as Aesop's Fables. Although his existence remains unclear and no writings by him survive, numerous tales credited to him were gathered across the centuries in many languages in a storytelling tradition that continues to this day. Many of the tales are characterized by animals and inanimate objects that speak, solve problems, and generally have human characteristics. Scattered details of Aesop's life can be found in ancient sources, including Aristotle, Herodotus, and Plutarch. Depictions of Aesop in popular culture over the last 2,500 years have included many works of his art and his appearance as character in numerous books, films, plays, and television programs. Nothing was known about Aesop from credible records. The tradition was that he was at one point freed from slavery and that he eventually died at the hands of dolphins. His most famous fable in America is the parable of the tortoise and the hare. In this story, a rabbit challenges a hare to a race, and the rabbit is of course sure of its victory. As a result, depending on the version of the story, in some way the race is completed slower by the hare than the turtle. Often the hare takes a nap or takes too many breaks, and the turtle wins despite being slower because it persevered. And so today we'll take you through some of these many stories, and maybe you'll even get to meet the man himself.
When you are.
Hi there, I'm Aesop. No last name, just Aesop. And if that bothers you, you can say my name twice. Aesop, Aesop. Can you say my name? Well done, that's me. And you've no doubt been asking yourself, hey, why is Aesop here? Well, I'll tell you. We are here to tell you some stories. 5 to be precise. Now don't panic, they're short. And they're truly quite fascinating and wonderful. I should know. I wrote them. To be in fact, I wrote over 200 stories. Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't really write them because I didn't know how to write. So it's fair to say I did 200 stories. Now, things could be worse, you know? We could be sit here for all 200. And you'd be here for a very long time. You have to skip a few meals, and we don't want that. So only 5, I promise.
Like, we're good. We're here. Oh, is that my coffee cup?
I'm like,
No, we need somebody on continuity, girl.
One bright morning, as the fox was following his sharp nose through the wood in search of a bite to eat, he saw a crow on a limb of a tree overhead. This was by no means the first crow the fox had ever seen. What caught his attention this time and made him stop for a second look was that lucky crow held a bit of cheese in her beak. No need to search any further, thought sly Master Fox. Here is a dainty bite for my breakfast. He trotted to the foot of the tree in which the crow was sitting, and looking up admiringly, he cried, "Good morrow, beautiful creature." The crow, her head cocked on one side, watched the fox suspiciously, but she kept her beak tightly closed on the cheese, and did not return his greeting. "What a charming creature she is," said the fox. "How her feathers shine, what a beautiful form, and what splendid wings. Such a wonderful bird should have a very lovely voice, since everything else about here is so perfect. Could she sing just one song? I know I should hail her as Queen of the Birds. Listening to these flattering words, the crow forgot all her suspicions and also her breakfast. She wanted very much to be called Queen of the Birds. So she opened her beak wide to utter her loudest caw, and down fell the cheese, straight into the fox's open mouth. "Thank you," said Master Fox sweetly as he walked off. "Though it is cracked, you have a voice sure enough. But where are your wits? The flatterer lives at the expense of those who listen to him."
Beautiful, beautiful. Will you take your mask down for me so I can see your pretty face? Thank you, girlfriend.
I love it.
A fox one day spied a beautiful bunch of ripe grapes hanging from a vine trained along the branches of a tree. The grapes seemed ready to burst with juice, and the fox's mouth watered as he gazed longingly at them. The bunch hung from a high branch, and the fox had to jump for it. The first time he jumped, he missed it by a long way. So he walked off a short distance and took a running leap at it, only to fall short once more. Again and again he tried, but in vain. Now he sat down and looked at the grapes in disgust. "What a fool I am," he said. "Here I am wearing myself out to get a bunch of sour grapes that are not worth gaping for." And he walked off very, very scornfully. There are many who pretend to despise and belittle that which is beyond their reach.
Yes, let me see that beautiful face. Yeah, there's a mask. Let me see the gorgeous face behind it. Boom! Killing it.
The Hare and the Tortoise. A hare was making fun of the tortoise one day for being so slow. "Do you ever get anywhere?" he asked with a mocking laugh. "Yes," replied the tortoise, "and I get there sooner than you think. I'll run you a race and prove it." The hare was much amused at the idea of running a race with the tortoise, but for the fun of the thing he agreed. So the fox, who had consented to act as judge, marked the distance and started the runners off. The hare was soon far out of sight, and to make the tortoise feel very deeply how ridiculous it was for him to try and race with a hare, he lay down beside the course to take a nap until the tortoise should catch up. The tortoise, meanwhile, kept going slowly but steadily, and after a time passed the place where the hare was sleeping. But the hare slept on peacefully, and when at last he did wake up, the tortoise was near the goal. The hare now ran his swiftest, but could not overtake the tortoise in time. The race is not always to the swift. The Hare and the Tortoise. A hare was making fun of